Welcome to the stream. In this video, we're going to talk about the pudgy penguins and the token PENGU. Now, we got a lot to talk about. By the end of this video, you're probably going to want to buy PENGU. By the time I get done with this video, you're probably going to want to buy boatloads of PENGU. Not my choice, but the facts that I give you in this video might just push you in that direction. What up, Brandon White? What's poppin'? Good morning, good afternoon. So let's get into it. PENGU. Have you guys heard of PENGU? Probably. They came out last year, late November, December, right? And let's look into it. I have a whole script that I wrote out for you fuck faces. So let's have some fun with that. PENGU is that guy right there. Right? Oh, and that guy right there is a very smart man. Notice the igloo cap. Abstract. Right? We have some crazy things going on. Somehow a crypto NFT project has made its way to NASDAQ. You tell me, is there any other crypto project that you know that has made its way to NASDAQ, to Wall Street? Is there one? Can you name one? Pure blood profit. Add to my PENGU seg. There isn't, right? Having some coffee, getting ready for work at Toyota. Nice. Sick. All right. So, PENGU, man. Here's the price of PENGU. In today's episode, guys, I'm going to compare and give you facts about PENGU, and I'm going to compare market caps from Shiba last bull run, Doge last bull run, and PENGU. And what's the circulating supply for all those? And do we have a chance to see PENGU actually become the top #1 meme coin of the year, of the altcoin market, right? We will see. Will it outperform Doge? Will the X's and the gains on PENGU be outsized? You know? Will they obliterate Doge's gains this year in the bull run? Or Shiba? Or Pepe? Right? We're going to compare market caps, this and that, circulating supplies, all this shit, okay? And I'm going to school you and give you information. We're going to do this together, okay? Because after this video, you might think very differently and your eyes might open up to what I see with this project. And no, I don't own any PENGU NFTs. I just bought some PENGU the other day, right? So this is what we'll do. Let's go back to the beginning, right? Pudgy penguins, PENGU, right? There's a pudgy penguins NFT and also the token PENGU, okay? And that's located on Solana, right? The launch date was December 17th last year, at the end of the year 2024, on Solana with an 88.9 billion max supply. But that is not all circulating right now, okay? It was actually acquired April 2022 by a serial entrepreneur named Luca Netz. Who is Luca Netz? I will show you. He's a young, very, very savvy, successful person. I don't know if he has Illuminati ties or anything, but he is a young, gunning hustler, right? And via Igloo Incorporated, right? They bought the PENGU or whatnot brand or company for 750 ETH, $2.5 million. Core team includes CTO Lorenzo Melendez, CMO Nicholas Ravid, Peter Labanov, and CCO. Don't know who those guys are, but this is Luca Netz, this kid right here. Luca Netz, also known by his birth name, Luca Schnetzler, is a 25-year-old serial entrepreneur. Netz is best known as the CEO of Pudgy Penguins, a prominent NFT project that exists on the Ethereum blockchain. Some key aspects of Netz's life and career include: he dropped out of high school at 16. He was one of the first employees at Ring, the doorbell company. At 18, he became self-made millionaire through e-commerce business selling Fox Gold jewelry. What is that, like fake jewelry, fake bling? Probably blew the fuck up. He also served as chief marketing officer at Gel Blasters, a toy company found in major retailers like Target. So this is where the PENGU toy background comes into play. It's this guy. He also served as the chief marketing officer, blah, blah, did that. In 2022, he acquired Pudgy Penguins for $2.5 million. Under his leadership, Pudgy Penguins launched a line of physical toys available in retailers such as Walmart and Amazon. Bam, retail done. Okay, name me an NFT project that has toys and retail stuff in Walmart and Amazon. There might be one or two. Okay, this guy's already got that deal done. That's a check. That's a green check from me. His net worth estimates over $100 million. Early life, he experienced a challenging upbringing, including periods of homelessness. Pudgy Penguins, under Ned's leadership, Pudgy Penguins have seen significant growth and has expanded beyond NFTs into physical toy lines and a metaverse experience called Pudgy World. Netz is considered a pioneering force at the intersection of crypto and culture, and his work with Pudgy Penguins is seen as a key example of how NFTs can be leveraged to build successful brands and connect the digital and physical worlds. Okay, so that is Luca Netz, right? He is one of the owners of Pudgy Penguins. Now, what is this Igloo company? This Igloo, not the fucking goddamn ice chest, right? Igloo Inc. Now, Igloo Inc., this company founded the parent company behind the popular NFT project called Pudgy Penguins. Founded in 2024, it's headquartered in Miami, Florida. It also owns Overpass IP, an NFT licensing platform. It recently acquired Frame, an on-chain creator economy platform with the goal of developing Abstract Chain, a layer 2 network designed for an on-chain culture and communities. Abstract, their whole thing is super easy onboarding. Okay, the company CEO is Luca Schnetzler. Igloo Inc. raised $11 million in funding to contribute to the development of Abstract Chain. Animoca Brands made a strategic investment in Igloo in November 2024. So now you have Animoca Brands, which is a huge gaming company, right? They build games and stuff for its expansion, further supporting in Web3 ecosystems, right? So these are huge names already. Abstract Chain, its purpose, and also who Animoca is and do their projects they back. Abstract Chain and Animoca Brands. Abstract Chain is a layer 2 blockchain built on Ethereum by Igloo Incorporated, the company behind the Pudgy Penguins NFT project. Its core purpose is to make blockchain technology more accessible and user-friendly for everyday consumers, focusing on applications like gaming, social platforms, NFTs, and prediction markets. Here's how it aims to achieve this simplified user experience. So Abstract's main thing is easy onboarding, right? Abstract Chain utilizes chain abstraction to hide the complexities of blockchain from users, allowing them to interact with dApps without needing to understand the underlying technicals of like seed phrases and, you know, DeFi aspects that we know as crypto guys. But if you're a new guy, all you want to do is just log in and get shit done, right? These guys are helping bridge that gap. Like they said, they're hiding the complexities of crypto, which could be a good and a bad thing. So reduced gas fees and faster transactions built using zero knowledge. So it's a ZK tech. It aims to reduce transaction costs and increase transaction speeds, making blockchain interactions more efficient. Right? User-friendly wallet. The abstract global wallet AGW allows users to log in using familiar methods like email, social media accounts, or passkeys, eliminating the need for complicated seed phrases or private key management. Focus on consumer applications. Abstract chain prioritizes the development of applications that are closer to mainstream users, everyday digital experiences such as gaming and social networks to encourage wider adoption. Now, Animoca Brands, a major player in Web3. Animoca Brands is a Hong Kong-based company that has become a prominent force in the Web3 space, particularly in blockchain, gaming, and NFTs. They're one of the best to partner with in Web3 when it comes to top line elite gaming. Okay, that's what Pudgy has done. So for Animoca to give the okay, right, it's a no-brainer. Pudgy Penguins has set themselves on a pedestal. They're setting themselves up for a very, very successful roadmap. When we go through everything today, you're going to be like, holy fuck, these guys are going to fucking kill it, right? So creating native projects like the Sandbox, they made that, Mocha Network, and Anarchus. Their mission is to deliver property rights to internet users, contributing to the establishment of the open metaverse, providing digital asset advisory services, offering expertise in areas like tokenomics, liquidity provision, and institutional research to help other Web3 projects grow. Investment management. Animoca Brands boasts a large investment portfolio of over 540 companies in the Web3 space, including well-known projects like Pudgy Penguins, Yuga Labs, Axie Infinity, and OpenSea. That is fucking huge. So track record of success. Animoca Brands has a strong track record of backing successful projects and is widely recognized in the industry, right? 1.76 billion is probably what it is right now, Brandon, right? You're talking about Pudgy Penguins. So large investment portfolio. Their extensive investment portfolio includes many of the most influential Web3 projects. Flagship projects like the Sandbox, which is building a prominent metaverse, have achieved considerable success. Industry recognition. Animoca Brands has received accolades such as being named a Deloitte, I don't know what the fuck that word is, dude. TechFast winner, a Fortune Crypto 40 company, and one of the Financial Times high growth companies Asia Pacific. While the volatile nature of the crypto market means that not every project will be a runaway success, Animoca Brands' strategic investments and focus on building out the metaverse suggest a strong commitment to long-term growth. Okay, so that's Animoca. They're one of the biggest in Web3 gaming, okay? When it comes to building infrastructure for a game or an NFT project and mixing it all into like a metaverse type environment, these guys are very, very good. Most of the products that they touch go off to do very well, okay? So we know that. Partnered with them. They're partnered with Luca, right? So let's go back, check out some shit. So ecosystem and partnerships, retail footprint, physical Pudgy toys in 10,000 plus stores, Walmart, Target, Walgreens, etc., with 1.5 plus million units sold. Licensing deals with PMI Toys, also filing for NFT-backed EFTs, Canary Capital's PENGU ETF, right? Gaming/products, upcoming Pudgy World, mobile game Pudgy Party, mythical games, plus toys and IP partnerships, brand deals, tie-ups with Penguin, Random House, The Hundreds, Lotte, Lotte is a huge Asian fucking company. Hollywood agency WME on board. Okay. Institutional filings. Canary Capital S1 filed March 2025 for a PENGU /NFT ETF. Is there any other token /NFT project with an official institutional filing for an ETF, the first of its kind? I'll sit here and wait. No, there isn't. Okay, they're the only ones. They are the blueprint to the future. Okay, these guys are making history, right? This is OG status right here. So here are the PENGU tokenomics. Let's get into the real deal now, right? Let's get into the real deal. What I want to do is we just got to fuck around, right? And just do some work together and check out if we can really actually see if PENGU has a great chance of making a humongous bull run in this altcoin season. Okay. Sure, you got your OG tokens like Shiba, Doge, and this and that, but there's always new meme coins that fucking blow the fuck up, right? And let me tell you why, right? Why I think PENGU has such a great chance. Number one, I just told you the backing of this project. No other NFT project or, token project has this kind of backing, okay? And these important people in there. This is big, right? So let's go back and try to look at the statistics of tokenomics, market caps, when we compare them to other meme coins. Right? So this is the nitty gritty part. This is where your imagination can run wild. PENGU token dynamics. Initial market cap is 2.8 billion on launch, fell to 2 billion and is now 1.7, right? So that makes sense because the price action of PENGU when it started was that 2.7. Now it's coming back. Okay? Now it's coming back. Volatility dropped 50 to 60% post-launch, rebounded. So yeah, there's the drop they're talking about, right? About a 50% drop, right there, rebounded, and then it tanked, right? It tanked. 90% of it tanked, right? Then it found its market bottom, and it is pumped ever since April 2025. Bam. Right now it's trading in its local channel, but let's see what we got next. Market metrics. 65,000 holders. 12,000 daily active wallets. 791 million plus weekly volume. 2.18 cap. January 2025. The tokenomics. Now here was the airdrop. 25% to the NFT holders. So the NFT holders hold a lot of the supply. 24% for the partnerships. 17% vested, 12% for liquidity. Now there is a vesting period. The first drop is going to be in December this coming year, right? So motives and strategic moves. Now we've already went through this. The Canary Capital, pioneer first NFT-backed ETF, regulatory visibility, ETF filing, NASDAQ bell ring, institutional legitimacy. I mean, that's incredible. So bull run potential at 80 billion market cap, feasibility, ecosystem depth, and reach. Toys sold at scale, upcoming gaming plus metaverse push, global brand partnerships amplify adoption and token utility. I mean, they are definitely spread across with their marketing is very, very strong. Institutional signals, ETF proposals, and NASDAQ presence signal growing regulatory and market validation. Okay, that means when you are, regulated, that means old white money can buy you now. Okay, the reason why all the old Uncle Sam money is not buying this shit in crypto is because it's not regulated. Now that it's regulated, we're going to be, that money is going to be inflowing in at a nice volume, right? When this retail FOMO comes in, in these next couple months, we are going to feel it, okay? So institutional token performance, high volatility but solid rallies show strong investor appetite during bull cycles. Large token supply gives cap scalability, right? Risk, regulatory ambiguity, ETF approval uncertain, governance still evolving, Web3 consumer products be trend sensitive. Bull run scenario to 80 billion market cap, that would require 3 billion. 25x current peak. ETF launches and draws institutional capital. Wow, we gotta find out when the ETF launches. Pudgy becomes mainstream entertainment brand. What up, B? Token gains real utility within gaming and metaverse. Market sentiment turns strongly bullish on meme/Web3 tokens, and that is definitely gonna happen. All four of these can happen, right? But the real thing is market sentiment. And Pudgy Penguins is set up to be top 3 meme coin of this cycle, no doubt. Bottom line, this is far from a typical meme coin. It's evolving into a diversified retail/NFT gaming IP backed by serious venture and institutional players. Yet moving from 2 billion to 80 billion depends on execution, mass adoption, and overall crypto market rally. A summary outlook. PENGU stands out for combining tangible retail-focused brand development and tokenized community incentives with serious backers. 1KX, Founders Fund, Animoca, WME, Canary Capital, ETF shit. It's more than hype. It's a long-term creative venture. Watch factors. ETF approval and adoption. Pudgy Party and Pudgy World rollouts. That's like the game metaverse thingy. Game sales and IP monetization. Token utility and platform governance/gaming. If those pound out, a major bull run could follow. But tight timelines, regulation, and lackluster execution could stall momentum. Let me know if you'd like a deep dive. I said, well, let's compare the tokenomics. Now this is where things get fucking dope, because we want to compare the tokenomics of PENGU and Doge. Is the supply similar, or the circulating supply similar to Shiba or Doge? I'm wondering if this could have the same effect of Shiba and Doge last cycle bull run. Let's compare results, token supply, market cap, and also dates of when the bull run for these coins happened. You know I'll be fucking with chat. You know I'll be punching that motherfucker right in its chest like, bam, bitch. Give me what I want. Here's how PENGU stacks up against Doge and Shiba in supply dynamics, tokenomics, bull run history, and market caps. I love this shit. All right, so supply and circulating overview. PENGU max supply is 88.89 billion. Circulating supply right now is 62 billion. Okay, the vesting periods, emissions, gradual vesting, 28% is still locked, regular unlock. So the first unlock/dump will be 2% of the vesting that is locked, scheduled for December 2025. So by the end of the year, we're selling our PENGU. We're just trying to catch the bump and the pump, and flip that bitch and be gone with it. You know what I mean? So these are the important factors. investing, right? We have a sale coming up December 2025. Keep that in mind. Check. Circulating supply is 6286 billion, and it will remain that until December 2025, correct? Right? So now let's compare this to the others, right? Doge has an unlimited no cap. That's like the fucking American dollar. At any point, they could fucking just start printing more. Circulating supply right now is 150 billion. Okay? 150 billion. Compared to the circulating supply of 62 billion. Which one is a more rarer asset or meme shit fuck coin? Right now, PENGU wins that. Okay? Let's talk about Shiba for reference. SHIB has a capped supply at 589 trillion. Okay, already off the bat, Shiba is lost in supply. Okay? PENGU has the smallest supply right now. Okay, in this beginning phase, dude. This is the time to capitalize on these numbers, dude. Numbers don't lie, bro. If there's one thing I know in my life, is the numbers and the stats never fucking lie, dude. The news will lie to you. Your mind will play tricks on you and lie to you. But, you know, when you have the max supply, unlimited, you've lost this match. Your max supply Shiba is 549 trillion. Our max supply right now is nowhere even near that, and our circulating supply is 62 billion. Nowhere, that is half of Doge, and nowhere even close to Shiba. So imagine billions of dollars and people finding this out. Don't you think Shiba and Doge are gonna lose that a little bit of liquid flow because of PENGU, right? Does it make sense? No? I don't know. So, market cap today. PENGU is sitting at 1.4 billion, and this was, I did this a day ago. It's probably 1.7 right now. Thank you, Brandon White, down there for that. It's 1.7. Okay. Doge sitting at 29 billion. And Shiba historically peaked at 10 billion during bull markets. Okay, fuck that one. I don't even know what the fuck ChatGPT's talking about. Let's talk about bull run history. Doge bull runs. When Doge had its bull run, right, and went to 69.73 cents, it peaked at 85 billion market cap. Okay? 85 billion market cap. And it went to 73 cents with its token supply, right? Early 2018, brief spike to 7.01. That's equals a 2 billion market cap. Okay? So, Shiba. Shiba climbed to 0.0008 and 4 zeros and a 9. The market cap for that was 40 to 50 billion. And that was fueled by meme frenzies between Elon Musk trends on Twitter, right? And how he's talking about it. Oh, you could use Doge to buy fucking Teslas now, this and that, right? So, that's how those pumped. Those were strictly social media pumps, dude. Dude, the pudgy penguins are set up worldwide. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if this doesn't make sense to you, I don't know how to even explain it to you guys, bro. So the PENGU bull run, this is whatever, right? Key comparisons. Token supply. Doge has uncapped and inflationary supply, harder to sustain high prices long term. PENGU and Shiba have fixed maximum supplies, which can support scarcity and demand rises. Yeah, but the thing is, PENGU's supply to Shiba has a trillion, a 500 trillion or some shit. PENGU is 88 billion. Dude, it takes half of less money to pump this PENGU than the fucking Shiba coin, right? So circulating versus total. PENGU still has 25 to 30% locked. Unlock schedule may impact future supply and price dynamics. Doge freely circulates with consistent inflation 3.8 annually. All I'm saying is before December, we might catch a pump. With this altcoin season bum rush that's coming through, it's a setup for success. Because when people come in here and do their research and find out what PENGU is and who they're shaking hands with and how they have an ETF filing, there's no other company, token, or NFT project that has gone that length. Do you understand me? I'm talking about OG status here. Okay? So, market cap potential. Doge's peak was 85 billion in the last bull run. Shiba peaked out at 40 to 50 billion in the last bull run. Okay? And those have supplies way more than us. PENGU currently at 1.7 billion to match Doge's peak needs a 60x growth, which sounds like a lot, I know. Catalyst and utility. Doge/Shiba relied almost entirely on hype and social media. And that was true. It was entirely off tweets. Everything. Even the Pepe, right? So PENGU combines retail toys, gaming, NFTs, potential ETF backing, and institutional investment, offers more underlying utility and ecosystem. That is a very, very strong palette of backing, right? That is a strong base. And listen, all I know is this: if the potential ETF backing goes through, we need to find the date of that. We need the date. We need the date. As of July 14th, the U.S. Securities SEC has acknowledged the filing for a proposed spot PENGU ETF by Canary Capital. This is an important step in the regulatory process of the potential ETF. However, it's crucial to understand that acknowledgement does not equate to approval. The proposed ETF would hold a combination of PENGU tokens and Pudgy Penguins NFTs. That is fucking sick. Filing that it is acknowledged. That does not mean confirmed. The SEC officially acknowledged Canary Capital's S1 filing for the PENGU ETF in early July. Review process underway. The proposed rule change, including amendments, is under review by the SEC, and the Commission is soliciting public comments, according to Federal Register. No fixed timeline for approval. The SEC has not announced a specific date or timeline for the final decision on the ETF approval. This process may involve several review and feedback stages. Implications and market reaction. The market sentiment around PENGU has increased due to the ETF filing acknowledgement, leading to price surges and increased trading volume. The market sees the potential ETF approval as a major catalyst for growth and mainstream adoption of the Pudgy Penguins ecosystem. It's important to remember that approval is not guaranteed. Hype-driven rallies can be volatile, and investors should exercise caution. In summary, the potential ETF backing for Pudgy Penguins is currently in the regulatory review phase. The SEC has acknowledged the filing, but a final decision and announcement of approval are pending and do not have a set timeline. Thank you, Google AI. I appreciate that. So, Pudgy Penguins is absolutely recovered and rebounded, and right now it's trading in a little zone, and it's been pumping very hard for the last 2 weeks. 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3. 3 weeks, right? And let's put it on the daily and then the 4-hour, and we could really break down what we're looking at here, huh? So we got these trading channels, and we have this channel that's going up, right? This is our little channel. We dropped out of there, which is actually the wedge, right? And we broke out of the wedge, and we rubbed our heads. We hit our heads on what used to be a bounce zone of support, became resistance, right? Then we bounced off these two tops right here and found a bounce over our trend line and made a home, and now we've bounced spectacularly off that trend line. And when you do bounce off that trend line, it's a nice big bounce to the upside, right? That was a 2xer right there, right here from that line. If you would have drew that line and took that bet, right now you're up 74%, right? Now Pudgy Penguins is sitting at 0.0285 right now. I actually bought mine at like 22 on some Emmett Smith shit, right? And that is like right down here somewhere, boom, and then it pumped, right? Wish I would have gotten at the bottom. That would have been nice, right? But that is the price action for Pudgy Penguins. Now I want to go back here. Can PENGU mirror Doge, Shiba's bull run? Structural supply is similar to Shiba, a fixed cap providing scarcity upside, but Shiba's total supply is way, it's too big. It doesn't even compare, the total supply, right? To hit Doge levels, 80 billion cap, PENGU would need 60x from current market cap. Ambitious but not impossible in a broad crypto bull cycle. Factors that could propel PENGU mainstream adoption of pudgy toys and games. Not really, if you ask me. That ain't shit. But it could be. If those things really blow up, why not, right? But that's not high on the list for me. Approval and launch of a PENGU-based ETF. Now this is an absolute catalyst, because when Bitcoin got approved for the ETF, it fucking soared. So anytime any chain or anything gets approved for an ETF filing from here on out, guys, and you hear that and it's coming and that date's coming, you need to understand from that day and like 100 days or 50 days out, the fucking coin goes ballistic. Okay, and this is an absolute real thing. Approval and launch of a PENGU-based ETF would absolutely send this thing to the fucking moon. It would do the 50 billion or whatever, the 40 billion. It will absolutely have all of the old Uncle Sam money coming in here because it's regulated. That's the thing, guys. Regulated. The old white people don't want it unless it's regulated. Shout out to all the old fucking white people. Continued viral growth in its Web3 media ecosystem. What are the risks? Locked tokens unlocking could add selling pressure. That happens in December. We know that now. Utility and regulatory follow-through remain unproven. That could lead to a dump. We know this shit, right? So it's going to be important to find out, when and if this is going to happen in 2025, right? Because if not, well, people are going to start taking their profits, right? And we could see just maybe a macro wave, right, starting to form. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Right now, we look like we're getting up there. And once we have another push with Bitcoin, right, on our way up, we're going to get more money into the altcoin market. Right now, we're sitting at 950 billion. We only need 50 more billion come to the market to get to the top. And trust me, PENGU is going to eat up billions of that, okay? PENGU is going to eat up billions of that because PENGU is sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When it comes to top meme coins in the whole crypto market, PENGU is number 6. And it's coming for Trump, Bonk, Pepe, Sheep, and Doge. So let's reset this really quick and take a look at the 24-hour volume money supply. So Doge is crazy because Doge has a lot of money coming in. 2.6 billion has entered Doge, right, in the last 24 hours. Shiba Inu, 332 million. Pepe, 1.8 billion. Bonk, 1.1. Official Trump token, 453 million, right? And Pudgy Penguins, 1.5 billion. So right there, he's competing right now with Bonk, Pepe, and Doge. Shiba, 332 million. Official Trump, 543 million. They didn't even hit the billion mark, right? So, and the other day, Pudgy Penguins just leaped over SPX 690 and Fartcoin and Dog with the hat. Okay. Now, when we go to all of crypto, I think Pudgy Penguins is at, there we go, 54. So it just leaped Cosmos the other day. I watched it happen, right? And see that's 1.78, 1.79. So it just leaped Cosmo. It's making its way. For the last week, Pudgy Penguins has pumped like 30% for the last 3 days. It is like each day. It's nuts. The money that came in, the inflows for it, right? So, how did Trump get back up there? That motherfucker manipulating the motherfucking game up in this bit. Now, the pump.fund, this just came out. Hold on, we gotta look at this real quick. This just came out, and I know that. Pump Swap, Meteora, Orca, Bybit, Radium, BingX. Can we buy that at Jupe? Can we get that at Jupe? Contracts, pump. Let me copy that. Pump. Let me go look at a chart with it. I gotta go look at a chart. Pump, it's lost 1.8%. Now we gotta look at a chart. We absolutely need to. Deck screener. Oh, there he is. Is this it though? We did 20%. Pump CMX. Liquidity on this one is 19 million. This is so early, guys. This is very it's interesting because the gains on this shit sucks. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that. Doge unlimited supply peaked at 85 billion in 2021, fueled mostly by memes and hype. PENGU finite supply 89 billion. 63 billion circulating. Utility driven, retail, gaming, NFT, institutional currently. 1.4 billion market cap right now. Bull run potential? Yes. Structure allows for scarcity driven gains, but not rival Doge or Shiba. PENGU would not exponential adoption in ecosystem. If you'd like, you can model. Also, I need to know who are the Twitter handles and users that are big companies that have changed. Whoa. Coinbase, July 11th, changed their profile picture to Pudgy Penguins NFT to highlight onboarding of Alex from Binance into crypto communications role. This action triggered a 13% pop in the PENGU token price. That was on July 11th, just 3 days ago. Binance.us, January 19th, 2025, switched their profile picture to a Pudgy Penguins NFT just days after listing the PENGU token. Confirmed on their own tweet. They also launched support for PENGU.UST along with deposit and withdrawal capabilities on Solana. OpenSea, July 12th, updated its profile pic to Pudgy Penguins. Van Eck, June 2024. Filing submitted. The SIBO BZX exchange filed a 19B4 with the SEC on June 2025, marking the formal request to list the Canary Spot PENGU ETF. SEC acknowledgement. The SEC acknowledgement this filing on July 10th, 2025, which was 4 days ago, accelerating market optimism with price action surging in volumes 30 to 34%. NASDAQ bell ring event, late June 2025, exact day not disclosed. Pudgy Penguins plus Van Eck ceremonially rang the NASDAQ opening bell. This signaled rising mainstream institutional interest and was spotlighted during the ETF movement. Who's involved? Canary Capital Group LLC, sponsor of the ETF, managing the oversight, token/NFT acquisition and portfolio strategy. 80 to 95% in PENGU tokens. Yo, that's crazy. $80 to 95% of the ETF is in PENGU tokens, bro. Yo, that's nutty. Holy fuck. Dude, if that thing gets approved, the fucking tokens are gonna go fucking ham, bro. 80 to 90% of the ETF is made up of PENGU tokens. Holy shit. Only 5 to 15% in NFTs, with minor holdings of Solana/ETH. That's fucking crazy. Background: a crypto asset manager known for filing other digital asset ETFs, example XRP, LTC, and Solana. That's Canary Capital Group. They've already filed, ETFs for XRP, LTC, Litecoin, and Solana. SIBO BZX exchange, the U.S. exchange that filed the 19B4 for listing the ETF. SEC, their June 25 receipt of filing and July 10 acknowledgement serve as regulatory milestones. SEC exposure amplified investor sentiment and triggered rallies. VanEck partnered in biting the Nasdaq bell with pudgy penguins, amplifying institutional and regulatory confidence. A seasoned asset manager known for crypto-backed investment projects. Pudgy Penguins team actively involved in the Nasdaq event and coordinating promotions, including Coinbase profile change. Backgrounds and roles. ETF sponsor filed S1 in March 2025. Filed 19B4 June 2025. Experienced in launching niche digital asset ETFs. SEC acknowledgement triggered a 30% surge in price and trading volumes. Nasdaq bell ring, a physical symbolic stamp of legitimacy to the ETF approach. Combined moves suggest firm alignment between Web3, NFT token culture, and Wall Street institutional infrastructure. Bottom line, bell ringing took place in late June 2025 involving pudgy penguins and VanEck, creating major media and investor buzz. SEC filing acknowledgement, June 25 file, and July 10 acknowledged, igniting market action. Canary Capital leads the ETF effort. SIBO is listing exchange. And VanEck provided symbolic institutional weight. Next steps, public comment period, 21 days, post July 9 publication, and final SEC approval, decisive for unlocking more institutional capital. If PENGU hits 65 billion market cap, what would the price of it be? To calculate the price, blah, 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 blah. If PENGU hits 65 billion market cap, the price would approximately be 1.03 per token, $1.03 per token. Let me know if you let's make various market caps and prices and a chart. So here's a table showing the price of PENGU at various market caps. So 1 billion would mean PENGU's at 1.59, which is below. 5 billion, we're sitting at 0.07. Right, at 5 billion market cap. At 10 billion market cap, we're sitting at 0.15. Now, Shiba and Doge one did like 80 billion and the other did like 50 billion. So if we did like 40 billion or 25 billion, we'd look at 39 cents to an 80 cent. 39 cents to an 80 cent. That is fucking up there. $0.39 from here for where I bought it would mean that's a 16xer. That's a 16xer. That's a 16xer if we get that far, which is beautiful. Notes: this assumes no change in circulating supply, stays at 63 billion, and it will until December. If new tokens are unlocked from vesting schedules, these price targets would be significantly or slightly lower. The 1.3 level is the key psychological mark, like Doge at $1 during its bull cycle. Ooh, $1? 80 to 100 billion caps are comparable to Doge's and Shiba's peaks levels in 2021. So if we were to go to 80 to 100 billion, but you got to understand there's so many other meme coins now compared to 4 years ago where Shiba and Doge were like the main ones. Right? So if we were to go to 80 billion, let's just pick like 65 billion, right? Or 50 billion. 1.3, they said, would be the universal psychological point, right? The $1 mark. Or the 75, 80 cent mark. Dude, if PENGU went to $1, bro, and I put $1,000 on this at 22 cents, and we went to $1, right there. Well, shit, that is a... Oh, my camera went out. My camera went out, and I'm feeling hungry. Bro, that's a 43x. That's a 43x. Yo, if PENGU gets 65 billion market cap in this altcoin cycle, that is a 43x. That's $40,000+. Is it possible? You bet your DJing ass it's fucking possible, motherfucker. You bet your ass it's fucking possible. You tell me. Did you think, you know, Bitcoin from fucking $3,000 would go to fucking 69K? No, you didn't. I'm just saying. Got a lot of potential here. We're talking about ETF filings for a penguin. We're talking about ETF filings with NASDAQ. If these guys were to come back and say sometime during these next 5 months and say, hey, we're making an announcement on this day for an ETF approval. Oh, buddy. The FOMO bum rush that's going to happen before that date is going to be a lot of motherfucking money. And if they approve it, now you can times that by fucking 10, 20, 30. Because when that happens, it is going to be a very, very euphoric time that we will be in these next 5 months. If this announcement happens in these next coming 5 months, right? Because we have 5 months left. I have my bull run capping out at the top of 2025 December. Okay? The amount of flood of liquidity that's going to bum rush the altcoin market is going to be amazing. Should I show you the total 3? This is the total 3. We have absolutely risen and bounced from our trend zone. So you tell me, is altcoin season in? Absolutely. Yes, it's in. It is absolutely in. Okay? When we go on these runs and bounce off this trend line, we go on spectacular altcoin market runs. And we're about to create our new altcoin high, right? Because we're going to break out of our wedge here. We're about to tap into, you know, our all-time highs in the zone of this right here, 1 trillion to 1.13 trillion. That is our all-time high. And once we get above that, we need to make a fat fucking altcoin run that pushes way above that, right? So we can play in that zone. And that is when your altcoin season. Right now, you know why the altcoin's pumped? Because of this. Look, we bounced from this area and we just had massive amounts. We had $150 billion come right back into the fucking altcoin market. Okay? So, altcoin season is not dead. If it was dead, we would have never done this and we would have fallen down to the next level and would have hit like 600 billion in altcoins, which is scary. That means we're done. But we didn't do that. We found support on our universal trend line that leads to humongous altcoin runs every fucking time. And here we are again. And we're about to break out of this rising wedge, which is a bullish fucking pattern. Along with the extended Bitcoin, everything is aligning and coming into play right now. Okay. I think that's it for PENGU. PENGU, since it pumped the other day, has lost 5%. Let's do a little TA on PENGU while we're at it. Now, I did draw my little local box for PENGU. Like we always do, we always have a local trading channel, right? With a POC for that local channel. We leaped out of this, we bounced off the POC, bounced one more time, took another higher level, and then we got out of there. This is the typical step ladder, right? Now, what are we doing? We pumped all the way up, we hit the POC, we hit that, got a little support there and bounced up, made the top of our channel, right? And this channel ranges from 0.024 to 0.032. And guess where it's sitting at? Guess where it's sitting at? Right smack dab in the middle. Look at that. Look at that. It's just collecting. It's just collecting because it might just do a sweep right back down, right? But let's look at what has happened in this bull run, this little run for PENGU. After it rises, it never went down to the bottom of the channel. It never went down to the bottom of the channel. It never went down to the bottom of the channel, right? It would find support in the middle and then would bounce. Found support in the middle and then bounced. Right now, it's finding support in the middle. Is it gonna bounce? Couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you, okay? Now what we could do is pull out some new tricks in the bag. See what the TGMA looks like. That is fucking crazy looking. That shit is crazy looking. Now I do feel like we are probably going to go a little bit sideways in range, but I do feel that there could be one more initial move to the upside that would put us in this higher level, right? And maybe we could tap that blue trend line again, right? Where that would intersect with the all-time high almost. The all-time high was 0.06. This level is 0.04. So the 0.04 is my next target. If we were in a bullish scenario and pumping, 0.04 is absolutely my next target. It looks really good. We're not losing any momentum. Okay, so now let's pull out an RSI as well. And let's take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour correcting to the downside. And we'll probably be doing that for another 4 hours till 5 o'clock. Right? Until it maybe gets here and does a turn. Let's go to the daily chart. Daily chart going downward too. So the daily chart going downward from here, possibly, we just might possibly come back down to the bottom of the channel at 0.24, right? For an extreme bounce maybe. It's possible. Let's look at the weekly. The weekly, we are kind of converging, about to do an intersection, which is not very bullish, to be honest, right? Let's look at the monthly. There is no monthly. It's still a baby. It's too young to have a monthly. So things look like We are going to be going sideways, to be honest with you, for maybe a couple days. Okay. 2 hour, not looking too bullish. 3 hour, I mean, we're definitely doing some kind of a correction, right? Looks beautiful though. The chart looks amazing. PENGU chart looks amazing. 2 hour looks amazing. There's no momentum lost here though. Jeez. Crazy pumpage. Crazy angle. Let's take out a Bollinger Band. Put it on the daily. Oof, my gosh. It would be great to see this Bollinger Band just drop down for another dip. That would mean higher price action. So the weekly. The weekly is in a little fucking pump mode right now. Okay? It's in one. And it looks like it's just getting started. So I don't think this rally is quite done. We might have a little pivotal correctional phase, but I do think the rally will continue. Weekly. Now let's look at slow moving averages. Slow moving averages on the weekly look very super bullish, dude. Super bullish. When they're parallel going to the upside, it just means we're ascending up. Right? Market definitely has completely changed, but who's to say this is not a big wedge going downward? But to me, look at these monthly RSIs. I mean, the moving averages, they look nice. The daily, even the daily looks nice. Look at that. Look at that. Now, when they start curving into each other and the blue line starts looking like it's going to angle into the red, that's when we should be aware of a market change. And then let's pull out market cipher. Money flow to the upside. That's good. On the daily, weekly. That green dot printed with the yellow box there. Oh my God, you should have known it. Anytime you see a green dot with a yellow box, you got to put the long on. Got to put the long in. Got to put the long in. So we don't have a red dot, any red dot confirmation, which is really good. Because if we did, we'd have a bigger red candlestick, but we don't. So that is really good to see. And we have pumped, guys. A correction is absolutely, I mean, it's justifiable. You know what I mean? You got to correct. What goes up must come down a little bit, right? And we're rolling in valleys here in steps, right? What if we were to go sideways, right? Until we hit this trend line. What if we were to go sideways in this channel? Right? What if we just went sideways in this channel for the next couple days? Right? Lost our channel, then boom, we hit our little gap, and then we pump to the next level. What if we did that? Where would that take us? That would take us to the end of July if we were to fulfill this gap, right? And when I do this, looks kind of perfect. Looks like a perfect spot for it to bounce from, to be honest with you, because the trend line goes right through it. And you have this little space here with the corner of the box, with the trend line. Now, I don't know if we're going to rally for that long. That would suck. That would fucking suck. That would absolutely fucking suck. So I hope we have a shorter, taller box like this and we can jump out of here, hit that blue trend line already, sell my shit, then buy back in. Because once you hit the blue trend line, guys, it's a big correction. It's a big correction. Every time we hit the trend line, it's a big correction. Okay. Oh, yeah, baby. All right, time to go eat. Thank you, guys. PENGU, man. I think PENGU has a bright future. As far as, long-term, but as far as grabbing something that's going to pump during this altcoin cycle, PENGU is on the fucking map. It is up there. It should be up there. It will be up there with Pepe, Shiba, Doge. In fact, I think it's going to outshine one of those or two of those, right? So those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. If you don't like them, fuck you. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.